Welcome back to Coray's Say La Vie Lifestyles. So today my husband and I will be talking to you guys about the 6 major things you need to know about staying at the RIU Ocho Rios in Jamaica. So if you have questions about how is the COVID testing protocols going, how does the food taste, how does the rooms look like, is this truly an all-inclusive resort? Stay tuned and you will find out all of that and more. C'est la vie. First thing we will be discussing is the RIU app. So I know you must be thinking, oh my goodness, why would y'all even talk about the RIU app? That really has nothing to do with your particular stay. But you are so wrong. The RIU app has everything to do with your stay, especially during COVID-19. In small countries like Jamaica themselves, they don't want to do a lot of physical touch of items or particular materials. So instead, they use the RIU app for everything like entertainment scheduling, restaurants scheduling, which restaurants are open on which time, which restaurants have the breakfast buffet. And we'll talk more about that when we get to food, so stay tuned. Also, the RIU Ocho Rios apps have information on which pools were open. Now, the good thing about us is when we came, the pools were open for most of the time.
The app also have menus, and you can also, put work orders with maintenance or any issues that you have. It's easier to communicate with the app versus calling the front office, being on hold, and hoping somebody picks up.
And so we did have an actual incident or issue with our room. And I know most people would think like, hey, well, the easiest thing to do is just to pick up the phone and just
guest service.
Yes, the easiest thing to do is to pick up the phone and call guest service. But you are completely mistaken, okay? So my husband did try to pick up the phone and call guest service. Guest service wouldn't get through. They were probably extremely busy. So instead, we put in our room issue and the RIU app. And so just to be transparent, the issue that we did have at the RIU Ocho Rios, at least one of the issues was we did have a leaky shower. And so we needed somebody to go and fix it. And you'd be surprised, they came right away, like less than 30 minutes. They responded to the issue and then resolved it. So not only is the RIU app a place for you to know what to do on the resort and where to eat or what time to eat on a resort, is also
the best way to communicate with the office and let them know what issues that you may have.
Yeah. The second thing you need to know is about the room. Now, we did a room tour of the RIU Ocho Rios, so I will not be redundant and giving you guys another room tour. If you wish to see the room tour of the room that we stayed in, which is a junior suite at the RIU, there'll be a card inserted up on the screen, and you can just click on that and feel free to watch. Now, the RIU Ocho Rios is very interesting because there are 2 main buildings on their property. One of the buildings basically have your regular hotel rooms, whereas the other building, which is where we stayed at, had the junior suites. And within the junior suites themselves, you had obviously your bed, your bathroom, you had your stock mini bar, but you also had a sitting area and a balcony. So again, just a standard suite-like hotel. There's 4 room types with different classes embedded in there. So you have like your regular double room, your standard room. Then you have your junior suites, which is the room that we stayed in. You have your ocean view suites. And then you also have a third little small building that's near the water parks, which is your family suites. Also, in the rooms, There are no room service at this particular RIU. This is considered a RIU classic, so room service will not be in it. Also, because of COVID-19, I think even the RIU Palace hotels, which are your luxury tier hotels, will not have room service either. So again, if you would like to view how the junior suite actually look like, just click on the card above to view the room tour of the junior suite at the RIU Ocho Rios. Number 3, what's on the list?
Number 3, you have the you have like we mentioned before, we have 2 main buildings, and each main building has 2 pools in it. One is an adult pool with a swim-up bar, and the other one is for adults and kids. There's about five pools at the resorts. You have a kid water slide park area and a slash park area. Those are located right behind the family suite buildings. The splash park is for older kids and adults. There's about 4 different slides that you can go on. 2 like beginner slides. One is the advanced, is steep. It's my wife was very scared. She didn't want to go on there.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about how you just sat on there for like 10 minutes and then even
I did. We're not gonna talk about it.
Okay.
So I went on the blue one. She tricked me, but it was fun. It was really fun at the water splash park. Far as the beach, the sand was nice. It was hot. Water is clear blue. We brought our snorkeling masks. Went snorkeling, saw the fishes. It wasn't really crowded at the beach. Plenty of beach chairs. By the way, the beach chairs were free. You don't have to pay for the beach chairs. They're included with your resorts. It was nice, shaded. The bars was nearby. You can bring your drinks to the pool and drink. They also have like different activities on the beach. There's beach volleyball. You can do snorkeling. What else we had? You had kayak.
So we'll talk more about the activities that you can do on a resort, which will include beach activities when we discuss entertainment, which is the 4th item that we will be discussing, and it's probably one of the main ones that you guys are interested to know, is what does the entertainment look like at the RIU Ocho Rios. And let me tell you, they have entertainment going on from morning to finish. So they have like the RIU Fitness entertainment where you can do sunrise yoga. They also have bingo, which we got a chance to play. Yeah, and it was
we
actually
didn't win.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about that part. But it was fun, and I know most people be like, bingo, like really, but no, like the entertainment team definitely had great personalities. It was so much fun, from the nightly entertainment like the magic shows and the parties. Now, what I will add on about the parties is that because there is a curfew in Jamaica, these parties do end at 11 p.m. sharp. Like, they ain't playing. Like, they pushed it back the night that we went to the party, but it was like the pushback was only 10-15 minutes. It's not like it went on to like midnight or something. So just keep that in mind, that there is a curfew in Jamaica, and so because of that, your phone parties aren't there yet. For parties, they have music, they have a nice culture dance show that I highly encourage you guys to attend. And obviously, because this is an all-inclusive resort, it's all-inclusive, which is probably get into a little bit of food, which we will be talking about later on in the video, so hang tight with that, is the all-inclusive drinks that comes along with the entertainment. So it was definitely a good time. I definitely feel like that the entertainment and the beach, which is what my husband was just talking about. Yeah, that I think that was like really the highlight of our stay. I'd say this resort did a pretty good job when it came with entertainment on catering to both children as well as adults.
COVID testing, it's included with your resorts. I think if you have like 3 or more night stay, it's included. You don't have to pay. But if you have less, I think it's $50 that you have to pay. But it's very simple. They have a designated room set up somewhere in the resort where you go in. They get your information and swab your nose and send you the email of your results within 30 minutes to an hour, and you get your results.
But just keep in mind that it could take up to 24 hours. So when you sign the waiver about COVID testing, it does says that it can take up to 24 hours for you to receive the results. Even though they told us it could take up to 24 hours, we basically got it within an hour. So just keep that in mind. Sixth thing that we would like to discuss is the food. All right, I've heard many people asking questions about food, about that they know that this is an all-inclusive resort, and that they've heard that all-inclusive resorts, the food isn't
not good.
Yeah.
Is it good? No. Yes.
Yes. And we will talk about the food, and so we will be very unbiased about it, without emotional and just critically. Before we get into the food, babe, do you remember how many restaurants? I think there were 5, right?
On the property, there's 6 restaurants.
Okay, so what are they? Let's go ahead and get started with that.
All right, you have the St. Anne restaurant. That's where you have your buffet style restaurant. All the food are there. You just go up, you get the food, but you have to have a mask on. They're big on the mask. You have to have your mask on.
When you're grabbing the food, obviously, when it comes to eating, you can take it off.
Unless you wear it. But as far as the food was great. The food was good. They had your rice and peas. They had curry goat, jerk chicken. Then you had your burgers. You had the paella rice.
Yeah.
Pizza. I mean, it was really good. I like the St. Anne.
I will say that the buffet restaurant was probably one of the highlights of the restaurants that we will be discussing. So we will probably consider St. Anne's probably one of the tastier restaurants, especially if you try out the local cuisine. The next restaurant is the steakhouse. And so it was nice to get dressed up, even though there isn't a strict dress code per se. And definitely check the RIU app for the dress code. I think as long as you have like sleeves, for men, like sleeves and shorts, you are fine.
With shoes.
Yeah, so don't think that you need to get dressed in like suits and ties or business casual on a hot Jamaican night. So all you need to be was just casual but still presentable. So that's another good thing for the RIU app for you checking that out. So my husband and I have conflicting viewpoints on a steakhouse. I actually enjoyed the food on a steakhouse. I thought it was pretty tasty. I did like the fact that the steakhouse was basically cooked to order, whereas most of the restaurants that we will be discussing on the resorts, minus I think the Italian restaurant was the other restaurant that was cooked to order. Most of the other restaurants are pretty much pre-made meals. So the food may have been sitting out or not, but at least with the steakhouse, it was cooked to order. You could tell that was because, you could tell that was even when you sat down that was cooked to order. And I enjoyed my food. I definitely enjoyed RIU's chocolate cake. That is their staple that I had. I actually shared it with my children and it was amazing. But I'll let my husband talk about his experience. He had a steak, and so
I really didn't enjoy it as much as she did. The steak, I think I ordered medium Yeah, I think
medium.
I ordered medium, and it was pretty much almost well done. It wasn't as there was very little pink in the steak itself. It was rubbery, and I didn't like it. And in addition, the steakhouse is it's like an outdoor type, so it just just be ready to sweat if you're that type of person, because it is hot. There's no AC. They have fans blowing, but yeah. So if you're that type of person, just heads up. The next restaurant is the Mandalay restaurant. That's your Asian um, restaurant. I I didn't really like that the restaurant. Really wasn't a wait to get inside the restaurant, but as far as the food, I can't even remember what I ate. I know I had sushi, but I can't remember.
Yeah, so we all had sushi as appetizers. I know I had some type of Chinese noodles. The kids had a sweet and sour chicken. Keep in mind, Mandalay, the Asian restaurant, isn't a cook to order restaurant per se. So if you want your food like steaming hot and warm, you need to figure out what food choices or entree choices are the choices that a lot of people are ordering from. Because if they're ordering from that particular entree, that means that that food is basically getting brought out quick, which means this probably doesn't have a long time to sit, unlike some of the other food choices. So just keep that in mind. From seeing, the kids enjoyed the sweet and sour chicken. I saw a lot of guests on the resorts had that, and they seem to enjoy that as well. But I've also heard people say that they enjoyed the Asian restaurant, which is called Mandalay. So it just depends on your taste buds when it comes to that. The next restaurant is Culinarium. And we haven't tried that restaurant, but I'll just give you an overview of what Culinarium basically is. It is a gourmet restaurant. So they do serve a variety of gourmet foods, such as beef fillet, you have your grouper, and then they also have quinoa. So for any of my vegetarians or vegans, they do have a vegetarian dish. And I guess we did fail to mention that pretty much every single restaurant, including the buffets, do have vegetarian and vegan options. So that is a plus, especially if you are on a more special diet. And that was Culinarium. So it is situated right in between the buffet and the Asian restaurant. So it's very easy to spot. Most of these restaurants are all next to each other. The only one that isn't is the Italian restaurant.
The Italian restaurant, it's just like this, like St. Anne. For breakfast, you can either go to St. Anne or the Italian restaurant. Breakfast was good. We had breakfast there pretty much every morning.
And the breakfast was a buffet at the Italian. So it is a breakfast buffet at the Italian.
Yeah, it's a breakfast buffet. They obviously they serve you the food. You choose what you want, and they serve it for you. They had scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, egg Benedict. You can have your omelet made.
So they did have a cooking station, which was the omelet and was it pancakes as well? I saw them.
They had pancakes and French toast as well, and then you had your fruits and vegetables and all that, and then you had your Caribbean or island section where you can get your saltfish, ackee, your steamed dumpling, fried dumpling, the bananas. You can have you a nice dish.
Yes. And we really enjoyed the local cuisine. It's basically what we were saying about the buffets. The local cuisine was amazing. So that was just breakfast buffet at the Italian restaurant. And so how the Italian restaurant is it's the other cook to order restaurant. I actually enjoyed the service of the Italian restaurant the best. Keep in mind we are in Jamaica, so they operate on Caribbean time. So your waiters and waitresses don't always come to you as quickly as what you're probably used to in the States or in some other countries, but service, our waiter came right away as soon as we sat down. So the service for the Italian restaurant was amazing. I love if you've been to RIU properties before, you know about the Italian restaurants. How they're set up is you do order from the entree list, but they also have a cold and hot buffet as well, where you could grab your appetizers, you could grab some sides to go along with your entree, even though your entree does come with sides. And you can also grab your desserts off of that hot and cold buffet too. So I kind of like the fusion of both ordering my food and if I'm a little bit hungry and don't want to wait and
just grab something, a little something to nibble on.
Yeah. So that was, I like that most about it. We stayed at the Rios Las Americas in Cancun, and that's exactly how the Italian restaurant was there as well. So RIU properties, when it comes to their Italian restaurants, they tend to be my favorite because they're more the best of both worlds type of eating. So if you do have a large party, or if the people who you are traveling with do have difference in eating palates. Like I said, my husband tends to like the buffets more, whereas I like sit down, but I can like buffets as well. Clearly, I really did enjoy this Italian restaurant. So definitely check that out. That was one of the more better restaurants. The food was, I enjoyed the food, especially the salmon. I ordered the salmon actually for my kids, but I wound up eating
She was nibbling on the salmon. Soon the way to put it down.
So yeah, they definitely know how to cook their fish well. I mean, it was nice and fresh, it was hot, it was flavorful, no complaints with that. So the Italian restaurant will probably also top on my list besides the buffet and the steakhouse. And then the last restaurant is really not a restaurant, and I allow my husband to talk more about it. That's the jerk shack that they have, or the jerk hut, which is called Pepe's. Yeah, Pepe's Grill.
Yeah, Pepe's food.
So go ahead and
Pepe's is pretty much simple. You have chicken. So you can get you some jerk chicken and put some jerk sauce on top of it, or you can get some barbecue sauce. It's really good. They open from 12 to 3, so it's not open all day, but it's worth it. You get you some jerk chicken, sit by the pool, go on the beach, get you a drink.
It have basically barbecue chicken, and you can actually see them making the chicken, cutting it up in front of you, so it gives you that authentic Jamaican vibe. But you can choose your sauce on the chicken. So like you said, it was jerk or barbecue. You can also choose rice and peas with it. They were also making burgers and french fries as well. So, and they had like rolls and stuff. So it was good. It was actually better. The jerk chicken at Pepe's was actually better than when I went to a well-known, well-recommended Jamaican jerk hut off the resort. And I won't technically mention a name because a lot of people enjoyed it, so maybe it was just me, but I felt like the jerk chicken was more flavorful on the resort than off of, at least at this particular restaurant that I went to. And he's looking at me like that is because I always like to spend money, so I really wanted to go off.
I told her not to go off site to order the food, but once we got there, I was looking at the chicken, and I knew the chicken didn't taste good looking at it.
Yeah.
But she didn't listen, so.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to go off the resort to get like what I felt like would be more of like an authentic experience, culinary wise. Clearly, I was mistaken.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
So definitely Pepe's is a hit for everybody. Everybody who I've talked to at the RIU Ocho Rios always enjoyed the Pepe's Jerk Hut. So definitely swing by there during lunch. And that was an amazing experience, especially because that food, at least the chicken, was also cooked to, well, I won't necessarily cook to order, but you can watch them cooking and cutting it on the grill itself. So I hope you guys have stuck around. We talked about many things that you might have wanted to know about the RIU Ocho Rios. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. I will definitely get back to you in answering any questions that we might have missed on our discussion about the 6 major things of the RIU Ocho Rios in Jamaica. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Stay live.